Hi, today I wanted to talk to you guys about my microcurrent devices. You asked me to compare the three that I've got, and they are this Nuface Pro. I've got the Nuface Pro Trinity Pro device, and also the Myolift Mini, which is this one here. And most recently I received the Ziip Beauty, which is this device, which is actually a mixture of microcurrent and nanocurrent, but I will go more into detail of what that means when I come to this device. So my second most asked question was for me to go into a little bit more detail on how the Myolift Mini actually works. So I might do a separate video just on the Myolift Mini, or this will run too long. So I'll try to keep this brief and just a general comparison of the three, my thoughts on them, and also a little rundown on what microcurrent actually is. As we age, certain traits of cells start getting a bit sleepy and tired, and what microcurrent does is with its low level alternating current, it talks to the cells to give it back the energy by what it does is increases ATP, which is adenosine triphosphate, which is kind of like the energy currency in our cells. It is something that decreases as we age, and so what we do with microcurrent is we boost that. So which is why microcurrent, the results are better seen in those who are getting older. You don't see as much results in someone who's 20 years old, for example. It's I think from the age of 25 that our levels of collagen and hyaluronic acid starts to go down, and that's because of that decrease in ATP. So microcurrent boosts the ATP in the skin because that's what we're putting the microcurrent on with our devices, and by doing that it promotes collagen production, elastin production, hyaluronic acid production, and in turn that results in plumper skin. It also it's a workout for the face because you're also targeting the muscles underneath the skin to help lift, as well as tighten the skin itself. But generally speaking, that's what microcurrent does. The first device I'm going to talk about is actually the first device I bought, which was the Nuface Pro. I got it from Shani Darden's clinic late last year. So this is the Pro version, so it's the professional device that a lot of estheticians use in their actual clinics, and it goes up to 400 microamps. So the one in the retail stores looks exactly like this, and it's called the Nuface Trinity. This is the Nuface Trinity Pro. The difference is that the Nuface Trinity goes up to 335 microamps, and this goes up to 400 microamps. Just that the higher the current, I guess the more results you'll see, although you start lower and then you increase. But in terms of size and look, they look exactly the same and have the interchangeable heads that you can get. I purchased the one with the ELE attachment that you can use in smaller areas like around your eyes, on your 11s, around the mouth. And there is also an LED attachment, which I didn't get because I already had purchased my LED mask, so I didn't have the need for an LED device. So if you wanted to, it would look like a flat head and you would just hold it and put LED on your face. And that's something I can talk about later, because I can talk about my mask. I don't have the LED attachment. So the difference also between this and there is a Nuface Mini is that the Mini does not have the interchangeable heads, but it still goes up to the same level as the Trinity in that it also goes up to 335 microamps and is slightly smaller in size. So to your phone, there's an app that you can follow on your phone that has different routines that you can use that go from 5 to 20 minutes depending how much time you have or what areas you want to target on your face. You just turn it on and it just goes from low level to high level. You won't know exactly what amp you're using at each level. It just goes from low to high. And I guess the highest would be the 400 microamps. So the main reason why I even started looking into microcurrent devices was pretty much Shani Darden. I love watching her videos in her feed and interviews with her, and she would always mention microcurrent, and they would show her using microcurrent on her clients and her sculpting her clients' faces with these microcurrent gloves and lifting it, and it just seemed so satisfying. And I was like, oh, you know, everyone wants to lift on their face, right? It wasn't something I really thought much about I wanted really to plump my skin first, until one day I noticed in the mirror that one side of my face actually looked lower than the other. It must be from sleeping on my side on the pillow, that I actually had more creases on one side, and just this side looks more lifted than this side, and my nasal labial fold is more pronounced on this side. So I wanted to even up my face, and that's when I started looking into microcurrent. And I looked everywhere. I thought I looked everywhere for microcurrent glove devices that you could buy, and I couldn't find any. So that's why I thought Shani Darden sold this Nuface Pro on her side, and that's why I bought that one. And then I came across a video from one of the persons I always followed the Nuface Pro routines on, and she was no longer using her Nuface Pro and was instead using the Myolift Mini. So I backtracked and found more about the Myolift Mini, and I thought, why did I not know about this before I purchased my Nuface Pro? And this was like a month in of using my Nuface Pro. I should backtrack and say with the Nuface Pro, they suggest you using it 5 times a week for the first 2-3 months, and then you can be more in a maintenance phase, I think using it about 2 or 3 times a week. With the Myolift Mini, there are a couple of differences. You would initially only use it about 2 to 3 times a week for the first 8 to 10 weeks, and then you would only go down to a maintenance phase of using it about once or twice a month to keep those results. And that was already a big plus for me. The second big thing for me was that you could attach microcurrent gloves through some leads to the machine, and you put these on over a nitrile glove, and just like the videos I had seen of Shani Darden, you just use it to sculpt to sculpt your face, and you pinch and hold just like you would with the probes. So instead of being a handheld device, as you can probably tell from me showing you, the Myolift Mini, you can either use the gloves or you use these handheld probes with the silver balls at the end. They also have cotton tip probes, but I don't have that one. So I think the probes, the silver tipped probes, offer you a bit more control. And another big difference between the Myolift Mini and say the Nuface Pro is that with the Nuface you only have one kind of waveform. They don't specify what it is. Whereas with the Myolift Mini, there are 2 settings that you can use. There is the erase setting, and there's 2 levels, 1 and 2, and the educate. So with the erase setting, there are a blend of 2 waveforms, which is a sine waveform and a rectangle waveform. I won't geek it up too much, I hope. But what that means is that on the face we have either overworked muscles, which is where we get the expression lines from the muscle contracting, and then the skin forming wrinkles where they position to themselves. So the lines on the foreheads and the 11s that we get here, and smile lines. So for those, and the crow's feet as well from our smiling, you would use this on the erase setting to relax those muscles, and you're stretching them out, you're elongating them, and you're elongating and relaxing your 11s and also around the mouth area. So that's with the erase setting. And with the educate setting, that would be the more square and sine waveforms, which are to tighten, contract the muscles and re-educate them, give them a workout, especially as they're underworked. They're not muscles that you can work out like along your jawline, and that's where you see the sagging as you get older. So with this one, you pinch and hold the muscles, and you are lifting them. You're sculpting your face using that setting. So also with the Myolift Mini, one of the big pluses is that when you connect your probes or gloves, there is a conductivity bar that tells you whether you're getting conductivity or not. So when you press run, if it's flashing, you're not getting conductivity. So if you don't have enough gel, or if you're not using the correct technique, this will start flashing and telling you you're actually not doing anything. Whereas with the Nuface Pro, if you're doing your treatment, you might not even know if you're actually doing anything because you're not feeling anything, and sometimes you might not have enough gel, you might not be doing it correctly, and you wouldn't even know that you're not getting any results. So this would, if you are getting conductivity, this would stay solid, so it would be all black. and you would know that you are actually getting that current into your skin and muscles. So that's one big plus, because a lot of I notice a lot of comments from people who use the Nuface that they will say, oh, I've been using it for months and I don't see any results. And quite possibly is that they weren't using it properly, not using enough gel, so you weren't getting actual conductivity into their skin and muscles. And whereas with the Myolift Mini, you can see immediately. You'll be doing your treatment and you look, I check my conductivity bar to make sure that I'm getting conductivity, especially in areas where the skin is thinner. That's the areas that you might tend to lose a little bit of the conductivity. You might have to reapply some gel, or just make sure you're doing the correct technique. So that is another big difference that I found with the Myolift Mini that was a plus for me. And also you don't get any prickly, painful sensation. I used to get that especially in the forehead. Whereas true microcurrent, you should not feel anything. Like I said, it should also not twitch, and you should definitely not feel any pain. You should not be feeling any funny sensations on your skin or anything like that. They also come with an eye mask and a lip mask that you can plug in, and you just put it on and you can just lie down. So if you don't want to do the full routine, you have that option. Another thing about the Myolift Mini is that this one, even though it's available to the general public, you can buy this even without an esthetician's license. It goes up to 400 microamps, just like the Trinity Pro. But don't forget, the Trinity only goes to 335, the one that you buy in retail stores. So with this one, you have more control over what you're actually doing. It goes from 175, and you can increase the intensity all the way up to 400. So level 1 starts at 175, and that's more around the forehead, the neck areas, the thinner parts of your face and neck. And then level 2 starts at 350, and you can increase to 400. But you have control over the microamps from 175 all the way up to 400. So you would increase it by, say, 5 microamps with each new treatment that you do. So you can just increase the unit by unit. It's no big jump. You have total control of what you do. Even though it's not as small as the Nuface Pro, obviously, it is really light. And when you disconnect everything, I've taken this on trips as well. Myolift also make their own conductive gels, which you need to apply before you use it if you're using the probes. However, with the microcurrent gloves, if you find that whole gel thing too messy or annoying, or having to do your skincare routine all over again, with the conductive gloves, you don't actually need any gel. You have the nitrile gloves underneath this, so that the conductivity doesn't go into your hands, it actually goes into your face. So underneath these, I haven't got it here, but you would use, you can buy them in the supermarket, just nitrile gloves. You would put them underneath, and you just dip your hands with the gloves, just dip the gloves into water. So water and the gloves will do it all for you. And so there is no mess and no gels that you have to keep applying. And that's another big plus that I like with the microcurrent gloves. That's a great option, because a lot of people don't like having to apply the gel. I know that sometimes I've done all my skincare, I put all my serums, and I don't want to put gel and have to wash it off. So with microcurrent, when you're using, whether it be the Nuface Pro, the Myolift, or the Ziip, the microcurrent helps push the products into your skin as well. So whatever you put on your skin, you want to make sure that your skin is clean and oil-free, because microcurrent does not conduct when there is oil, obviously. You want more water, so you want to make sure also that you are well hydrated. The more well hydrated you are, the better your results will be. And also, I thought I'd also mention that with all 3 devices, it's good to have a mist on hand, so that you can mist your face instead of having to reapply the gel. Sometimes when the gel starts drying out, so you don't have to use as much gel, you want to keep your face nice and moist. And just a little recap, the Nuface Pro has the 1 blend of waveform, which I think might be the square and sine waveform, which is similar to the Educate program on the Myolift Mini. So the Myolift Mini has a 2 blend of waveforms, 1 to elongate the muscles and relax the lines on your face, and 1 to help lift, and all of them are energizing your skin cells. So now the 3rd device, being the Ziip device. This is a cute little handheld device, which is really small. This one syncs to an app on your iPhone. This one has 9 to 10 different programs, and each program also has a variety of waveforms in it. So at first I discounted this one because I was told this is a nanocurrent device, and a nanocurrent is even smaller current than the microcurrent and operates more on the actual skin, on the surface of the skin, rather than on the muscles of the skin. But in fact, this is a blend of nanocurrent and microcurrent. So instead of just working on your muscles and skin to increase ATP levels, which it does do as well, with this one you have a program to like help clear acne, like by killing bacteria, and also target any dark spots. There's also a blend of nanocurrent and microcurrent that helps lift and tone the skin. There's one just for the eyes, the Vitalize program, one that helps to clear the lymph pathways. So I think that might be more of a sawtooth waveform. So it's really a huge combination of different waveforms and programs, and you can combine the programs according to your needs. So the programs start from 2 minutes to about 12 or so, and you can start doing the very quick warm-up, which is called the primer program. You can go on to the instant gratification, which is more of the lifting program, and you can really feel that in your muscles. And again, you use a gel, and I have the GX model, which has the gold trim. There is an OX, which has a silver trim, and that comes with the new crystal gel, which is a more organic kind of gel with all clean ingredients. Although it seems like most of the ingredients in the gold gel is also pretty clean, and it's got amazing ingredients to help firm the skin. And there's also a silver gel. I don't have it here, but I bought the silver gel even though mine came with a gold gel, and that one's more for brightening. And they are pricier than other conductive gels, but when you look at the ingredients, they are more like a serum. So it's got full of amazing ingredients that you want to drive into your skin. So I think of it like that, as a treatment for your skin. So with the Ziip device, when you sync it to your iPhone, you select the treatment on your iPhone, and then the iPhone will send the treatment to the Ziip device. So if you pick primer, which for example is kind of like a warm-up for your skin, it sends what it's going to do to the Ziip, and when you put it on your face over some conductive gel, it will light up, and you follow through the instructions on the iPhone, which is you watching a video of Melanie Simon giving you instructions on what to do, and you follow her along on her program. And then, so what programs you choose is up to you, depending how much time you have, what you want to do. She doesn't advise doing this every day. She prefers you do it every other day to give your skin a chance to produce that ATP. And also because your ATP levels, they drop after every 3 days, it's good to do it at least every 3 days to boost that energy level again in your skin cells. So what you're doing is just making those skin cells healthy again, full of energy. So you have a brighter, happier skin, plumper, tighter, more even tone, just like with the other devices. Now I think it's important to mention that with any of the devices, if you're using microcurrent, you shouldn't be experiencing any twitching in your muscles, because what you're doing when you have that twitching is you're using your ATP stores, that energy currency in your skin cells, to contract. And what we're trying to do is actually build those stores up, not use them to contract your muscles. So if you experience any twitching, it's best to turn down the level on your microcurrent so you don't get that twitching. So that's probably easiest in the Myolift Mini and the Nuface. You can't turn down the intensity of the microcurrent in the Ziip device. However, in the Ziip device, I looked up the FDA paperwork regarding the specifications of the device, and there I found that it goes up to only 200 microamps. So it's not as high a level as the Myolift Mini and the Nuface. So when I was looking into having microcurrent done, not only did I want to even out my face, I also wanted to lift and work on tightening, especially the jowl area and underneath the chin, especially firm it up, and as well as when I got the Myolift Mini relax the expression lines that I was starting to notice. So especially in terms of joweling, that was something I didn't even realize was something relating to the muscles starting to sag. I thought it was just due to weight gain or not enough weight loss, and really because my weight has gone up and down so much in the last 15 years, that's what it causes, the loss of elasticity in my skin, and that in turn causes sagging. So that was something I really wanted to address, and I really noticed a difference when I was using the Nuface and then the Myolift Mini. I noticed that quite often I'd be like, oh, I didn't need the contour like I needed before, and that's from using microcurrent. Which one you prefer depends on what you want out of your device, what you're looking to target on your face, if you're looking more to address your skin, or if you want more lifting, if you prefer using probes or microcurrent gloves, if you want something that's just one hand. So that was my not as brief as I wanted overview of the 3 microcurrent devices I have. Hopefully it helped somebody out there who's looking at any of these devices or wanted to know a comparison between them, or what microcurrent devices are and what they do. If you have any questions regarding any of them, please feel free to leave me a comment, or if you prefer, you can DM me and I'll try my best to answer your questions. And thank you for watching. I'll speak to you soon. Please take care. Bye.